Performance Training with Coach Abdullah. I made a previous video, I didn't upload it. I'm just gonna basically recap or rehash what I talked about in that video. The reason why I didn't upload it is because as things came out, the more I thought about it, it was a video where I was giving praise, but that praise needs to have an asterisk by it. And what I want to talk about is the Manny Pacquiao Keith Thurman fight, and that's going to let me segue into another video. It was a good fight for Manny Pacquiao, you know, for a 40-year-old guy to take on a young gun, you know, really dominate him over 12 rounds. He did take some shots, but that's the name of the game. It's the hurt business. You know, you're gonna get hit. The thing I want to say about Keith Thurman, I was shocked to know that he came into the fight injured, considering his situation. A lot of times fighters don't come into the ring 100%. That's just the nature of a contact sport, especially like boxing. I was shocked given the situation that he's been through with injuries. I would have thought that he would try to come in as best as possible, but things happen. The thing that I was disappointed with Keith Thurman, his approach to fighting a southpaw. Now, I need to go back and look and review some more fights of Keith Thurman fighting a southpaw, but I think at least one or two of the amateur fights between him and Demetrius Andrade, Boo Boo. And if I'm not mistaken, they fought 5 times in the amateurs. 3 of them Boo Boo won, 1 draw, and then 1 win for Keith Thurman. What I saw, of course, amateur and pro style is a little bit different sometimes. What I saw is Keith Thurman's approach to fighting a southpaw is all wrong. And just to drive home what I mean, and this is something that is a lost art actually, just look at how many orthodox or right-handed fighters, when they fight a southpaw, how many of them really stick to the rules of being a southpaw killer. There's just some really standardized rules that you have to apply when fighting a southpaw. Now, compare Keith Thurman to Floyd Mayweather, and I want you just to watch the first 3 rounds, because really that's what sets the stage of what's going to happen later on. Watch the first 3 rounds of Floyd and how he approaches a southpaw. Is mastery at its best, but at the same time, Floyd is not one of those guys that are like Muhammad Ali or Roy Jones, phenomenal fighters. But they broke a lot of rules, and they created their own rules. Floyd is, in my opinion, does not fit in that category. Floyd is a textbook. He has a lot of textbook skill in his repertoire. When you see him in the ring, a lot of the things that he does is textbook, but he does it perfect, you know, and he does it every time, and he doesn't deviate from it. And that's what I want you guys that are interested in, you know, watching fights and stuff like that and studying the fights. Watch Floyd's approach to Manny Pacquiao, the first 3 rounds, as compared to the whole fight of Keith Thurman. And you saw he got dropped. And quite honestly, Manny Pacquiao is Manny Pacquiao. We know that he has some wildness, some unorthodoxy about his style, which to a person who sticks to the principles, you should be able to manipulate that. And you got other fights to watch where guys was not able to hurt them. You got Joshua Clottey, you got Adrian Broner, Jesse Vargas got dropped. But I will say in certain flashes, he was not to the level, Floyd level, but he was he had a little bit of spots of the right approach to fighting a Manny Pacquiao. You can look at some of those, look at how Joshua Clottey just, you know, guarded up against Manny Pacquiao, and Manny Pacquiao can hurt him. Look at, even though it was a sloppy fight, look at Jeff Horn out of Australia. He's a lot bigger guy. But if you look at how he offset Manny's rhythm, Manny likes to jump in, and he also likes to switch angles when you're fighting on the inside. And he always throws that 1 or 2 or sometimes 3 punches that you're not thinking that he's going to throw. Just like Keith Thurman, pulling out with his hands down. He's not thinking that punch is coming. That punch is coming. Look at other fighters that made the adjustment. Look at Shane Mosley. Shane Mosley fought Manny a certain way until he got dropped. Switched the thing. That was another fight where Manny was complaining of leg cramps in his calves. Why? Because Shane knew he had to get on his toes, knew he had to box him, knew he had to stay on the outside, because fighting this guy on the inside, you know, it's not going to be good for him. So that's all I wanted to say. Like I say, I'm going to segue some of this into my next video. That's my comments about Manny Pacquiao Keith Thurman fight. I'm not trying to join boxing journalists. You guys have that. It's just that I love boxing. I've been watching boxing faithfully since I was 5 years old. You know, I've been boxing gyms all over. So that's just my 2 cents on the Keith Thurman Manny Pacquiao fight.